Welcome everybody to the institutions and economic performance video. So we will understand a analytical review of our institution and economic performances based on a particular data sets or international surveys as the case might be. So yes, this particular paper we will be trying to analyze what is the role of economic performances vis-a-vis the institutions thereby. Institutions have become a central to the understanding of economic performances. Exploration on datasets on political system, labor laws, and tax regime is the fundamental things to go for. Strong consensus on institutions influencing growth, happiness, and investment is what we will be looking into it. That is the premises of this particular presentation and the video thereby. The purpose of the study: examine how institutions affect economic performances, explore political regime, business environment, and firm level outcomes thereby, and use multi level data and various estimation technique to come to a conclusion whether there is a economic development and institution, any role thereof, or any connection thereof, any correlation thereof. Let us understand the political system and economic growth. First and foremost, the different political system, democracies to begin with. It promotes civil liberties, rule of law, property rights are being established and being is to be executed in a transparent fashion. Then comes of autocracy as a political system, maybe short-sighted or individual aligned, prone to looting, and literature offers a mixed views of regime types and growth, and everybody has different understanding of various different regimes, be it autocratic dictator, be it socialistic, be it capitalistic economy, or be it a democratic economy that we look into it. Every system will have its own pluses and minuses all together, and that needs to be understood and that needs to be appreciated thereby. Right. The theoretical framework, what are they? In 1990s, North stated democracy supports entrepreneurship via property rights, as the case suggests out here. Olson in 1993 would state that autocracy may be short-term focused, but is not a long-term solutions altogether. Roderick, economist Roderick, in 2000 populated that democracy might manage conflict better and adapts to shocks. Shocks, be economic, be it environmental, be it political shocks. Democracies rules over autocracy as far as political systems are concerned. That is as far Roderick is concerned. So yes, we have different theories altogether. Empirical strategies. Now let us understand what about democracy and growth. Data sets of 159 countries, of approximately 90% of the countries of the globe, from the study data of 49 years to be very precise, approximately 50 years, 1960 to 2009. Multiple democracy. Let us talk about the Freedom House, Polity 4, or Chibok. The GMM estimation used to address the endogeneity natures of this democratic system. Regression result, the GDP per capita growth. No statistical significance has impacted democratically, and some evidence for nonlinear effects are there, as in inverted U-shaped recovery as such. There are certain democracy which has something called a V-shaped recovery, and then there are certain democracy which have structural reform recovery altogether. That is what we need to understand and probably go about it. So model variation in inconsistent findings everywhere. The real GDP growth, how does it goes around for as far as the regression results are concerned? It lacks robust relationship, not a coherent one, not a direct one. Some models show democracy positively associated but may not be as significant as it is being perceived to be. But nevertheless, democracy is giving chances to the citizens of the country to elect people in power. In short, the power is vested in the common person. Country level business environment, focus on the World Bank doing business data sets, as the case might be. The key indicators are all about credit, contract, starting businesses, taxes, tax havens, and incentives. subsidy that needs to be going around it. We have hypothesis link. Better institution means better performances. That's a direct link that we all would love to believe, and probably may be true, may not be true, so, perhaps. The intermediate outcomes and the data sets indicators, thereby limited association between data sets of the World Bank indicators and the private credit. Then we have the FDI, foreign direct investments. There is no or probably weak relationship with investment, property rights, or export. It cannot be conclusively said so, but then that is what we are trying to find it out. There are no conclusive relationship between investment, property rights, and the exports or the development, economic development. Investors' protection linked to the market capitalizations only, and if the market grows, the investment grows. If the market shrinks, the investment sinks. So limitation of the data sets, the World Bank data sets has been given. Let's say we will have somewhere around 6 to 7 years of data of 2003, 2009, and a cross-country biases, countries from different continents. Assuming representative firms problematic in the diverse economy, thereby the firm level data and performances. Let us talk about the data sets that we in an investment climates surveys in 1999 to 2005, approximately a decade study, measures sales per workers and productivity, rated performance to the institutional constraints and the data sets indicator thereby. Finding at the firm level, the DB constraint weak predictors of the firm performances, some significance in high income countries, but then it is not equally replicable or identical in the developing countries. Probably because of the huge demography of population that has been said, probably because of the diverse background that the global south is been coming around it. So result often change with additional controls thereby. Constraint and efficiency. Use Cobbs-Douglas production functions to understand the metrics, the institutional and structural variables. Added the institutional and structural variables, some constraints significant when entered alone, but in jointly they don't have much of an impact altogether. Under instrument variability, under IV estimations of robustness, the instrumental variability approaches certain instruments, for example, subsidy, might be very potent, whereas certain instrument, let's say taxes, might be highly volatile or regressive in nature. So you need to understand what the instrumental variables approach is all about it. Very few constraint remain significant. Infrastructure constraint only on consistent results thereby. Why so little is being explained? Measurement errors. Procedural indicators ignores outcomes, non-linear relationship, different effects in different contexts, misidentification and reverse causalities and omitted variables thereby, and how to go across with it. Measurement challenges. Ordinal indices transformed into cardinal scales inaccurately. Subjective measures. Example, surveys responses prone to biases, lack of direct measures for many theoretical variables thereby. Complexity and heterogeneity. Institution may affect growth via many indirect paths, right? Heterogeneous effect depends upon the income level, firm type, and sector that we are focusing upon. Alternative explanation. Some firms may drive better institution or reverse causality altogether. Missing variables are research and development, intellectual property protections, and manpower talent per se. Many constraints may be public goods affecting all the firms. What are public goods? I'm talking about infrastructure like road, like railway, like telecommunication, like dams, like electricity. These are public infrastructure. We might be talking, there might be people who might be talking about school, university, colleges, hospitals, and so on and so forth. To conclude, what do we go around it? Broad consensus on the institutional importance, but empirical evidence is absolutely weak. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely weak. There are no constraint thing. Result can doubt strength on universality of the institutional performances link. We need to have better data, better models, and understanding of the complex mechanism. With this, I do come to an end of this video. Thank you for watching it.